it's Emilia here for Elizabeth Craft Designs. Let's create together this beautiful home decor featuring Bloom Widely collection. First, I'm going to create a frame, and to do that, I have joined two ovals from the stitched ovals set. This is the largest in the set, and there is one between, and this is a smaller one. So we've got one largest than that, and then one smaller than this one. I got them both here. I added the tape so they stay in place, and then first I did die cut it out of the dark blue paper, then from the craft card twice. Blue paper is from Evening Rose paper pack, and I'm also going to choose another paper for the background. I think when I was looking at it, it will be this one. So for the frame, I've got the third one here. Look, when you've got the die cuts together, you then when you've got the dies connected, then you very gently remove the paper and try to keep the tape in place. Then you can go again with another layer, but I think 3 layers will be okay. One from the pattern paper and 2 craft paper, or you could use white paper. I will be sticking them all together because I want this frame to be nice and thick. And then for the background, I will only take the largest one, so I can undo it now. I'm going to die cut it here as I want to have a blue background for my frame. This is my background. I will have the frame here. The oval is a really nice size. Let me just quickly tell you. So this is what? 7 inches by 5. Pretty good. So I will put the background on the side for now, and first I'm going to just adhere all those 3 layers together. From the Sparrow set, I did die cut branch twice, one bird and lots of flowers. I'm going to ink it now. I got 2 branches. There's I don't know how many flowers, quite a few, and then the bird. For the bird and the flowers I used white card, and the craft card for the branch. For the bird I want to use frayed burlap and iced spruce. I'm just going to ink it with the colors I think I will like, not necessary for the sparrow. Anyway, this is paper crafting. We can enjoy and create our own versions of everything, even if it's not real. So I'm just going to add the frayed burlap here and there, just to create some shadows, and then I will add iced spruce as well, very gently. With the iced spruce, I'm going on the other side of my previous color, and then I will meet them in the middle of each element. For the beak and the legs, I'm going to do ground espresso to have these areas darker, and maybe later I will decide to go with the black, but at the moment it's just dark, very dark brown. Now I'm just going to glue the parts together. I'm starting with the middle part. I think this is quite easy, but we will find out. Then I will go with the head. I think there are 2 pieces for the head, the larger one and then a small additional layer. Shall I go with the beak with a different color for the beak? I don't know. I actually like it brown, so maybe I will leave it like that. Okay, there is a smaller part as well. Oh, I think I did it the wrong way. Did I? Oh, is it the correct part? Let me just check. Yes, it is. Okay, this goes there. And then we've got the wing. I think it should go like that. Okay, so this end part should meet, but maybe should it be underneath the head? Let's just try position and I will tell you. It's easier with the glue because you can still move the parts. Yes, I think it should be like that. Okay, so our bird is ready. I just need to add a black eye. He's lovely. With those two branches, I'm going to grab ground espresso and also ink some of the edges just to create some darker areas. I'm also going to add some of the branches from the Floral Greenery 4. Look at these. These are so pretty. I love them all. They are great size. I love the branches that you can divide into smaller pieces also. I always do that, so these are just perfect. First of all, I'm going to take this large branch and I'm going to ink it with the peeled paint. This is to start with. Then I will add darker color. Okay, I think this will be okay. And then I will go with the forest moss just here and there. Mostly I think on the tips and on the stem, just to make some areas darker. Again, this add interest to your element, make it like more dimensional if it has more than one color, and also shadows. I got bundled sage and a small paintbrush just to add a lot of very tiny drops, and then I'm going to leave it to dry. I couldn't decide what color to use on the flowers, but then I just thought I already have blue on my project, so let's just go with the blue. I can always change my mind, die cut more, leave this for another project. But yeah, so I'm using faded jeans. Then I'm also going to use Spritz fossilized amber. I'm just going to add it on the flowers. Later I might also add it here and there on the project, but definitely on the flowers. I don't want them to be just blue. Let's start combining the elements. I got the foam pads on my frame. I'm going to attach it on the top of the background, but the stitched ovals set also has these pieces, and I thought I'm going to use it on the top of my frame. You can use it to hang your frame, but also to later add a bows or other pieces. And then we've got a larger and a smaller loop. I will go with the larger one, so I'm going to adhere it flat to the background and then the frame on top. When I'm using the foam pads, I also like to add glue. This allows you for a slight movement when you need. So I will try to place it very gently, then, like I said, move it a little bit so the shapes overlap. Okay, and then we can press. I've started to play with my composition. I think I will have the branch and the bird here, some greenery on the bottom. The branch, there are also super tiny leaves for the branches, and when I have small elements like this one, instead of die cutting from a white paper and inking, I prefer to ink the card first and then I will die cut as many as I can, so I can have another one, another set here, and if I need more I will ink another little paper and die cut. I will start with the branch. I have a foam patch attached to it. I'm going to keep this somewhere there, so I know I want some greenery, and then the branch not very much above it. I think I want to keep a little space for a sentiment here, So the branch I think could be there, and then there is another one which I thought maybe we'll add somewhere on the top or like in the corner. I mean not the corner, you know, somewhere on the top. Okay, I think this is good. So I'm going to press now. For the bird, I'm not attaching it yet. I still need to do his eye, but I think I can add some little leaves. I'm going to add the foam pads to those very small leaves. I've attached the foam pads to my leaves. It took me quite a while because these are super small, but I think with the foam pads they will look much better. So I'm just going to add them here and there. Probably not too many on each branch. I can always die cut more. I think there is a piece for the bird's eye in the set, but I'm just going to add a black dot here, and this will be fine as well. I'm going to attach the bird now, and it will go on this branch, not exactly in the middle of my composition, but slightly to the left, I think there, or maybe, yeah, it's on the more on the left side. I want some of the branches come on the frame. These maybe need to be individual pieces, and then some going more to the right, and also maybe like that. Okay, I think this is good. So now I'm going to add the foam pads and attach it like that. I've managed to attach the leaves on the bottom. The flowers are not attached yet, and I think now I will adhere this top branch. I did divide it into two pieces. This will go flat just to add something in the background here on top. So I do have the longer one and then the smallest part, and I'm just kind of going to bring it close together. Maybe I need to cut that a little bit more so it looks like a one. So you can have the flowers on the bottom, you can have the flowers on the trees as well, your choice. Or how about having the flowers everywhere, on the bottom and on the trees? That looks not too bad, not too bad at all. With the flowers I will attach them flat, but I'm going to push the petals up, so then I will be adding one small dot of a glue in the middle and attaching to my project. For the sentiment, I have chosen this Live Simply Bloom Widely from the Bloom Widely sentiments. There are lovely sentences here, but I think this is the one I like the most for this project. For the stamping, I will use archival coffee ink. I may need to stamp it twice, we'll see. Maybe I can do it in the first go. I did stamp it twice because this last part is like much darker than the rest, so I stamped it again. Now I will cut it out like that. I've inked the edges, added the foam pads, and this is ready to be attached. And I have left a perfect spot for it here. To add more visual interest on the top and also some texture for this project, I tied the seam binding and the twine bow. I also added one small bead here. What I'm going to do now, I will take the end of this seam binding. Let me just undo it a little bit, and I am going to just position it with the twine, and I am going to attach it on the edge of my project. So then I will know that these pieces will stay how I want them to stay. Before adding the flower centers, because they will I will use the liquid for that, I will use the contour liners, gold and old gold. This is what I think will work nicely. You could use some gems, pearls, But because this will need to dry, I am going to do another step that needs to dry, and it is a texture paste. You can use gesso as old, not old, but a kitchen washer, and then I'm going to just apply it on the edges of my frame, just to make it like a more like looking shabby chic. And you do tap very gently, because I only want this white paste on the edges. Of course, this is one of these steps to skip if you don't like that effect. I would also add it on the ribbon here and there, just to blend it more with my project. We still have a really nice loop there if we want to hang this decoration. When using the contour liner or other things like that, I prefer to first test on the side, just to know how quick this is releasing the product. And you know, I prefer to control it a little bit at least. Okay, I think I can do now. So I will go in some flowers with the lighter color, and I also have a darker gold, and on the other I will go with the other one. Okay, let's just see this one. Like I said, you could use a little gems or, you know, other suitable things for the flower centers. I do like that. And at this point, I like to decide if I want to add anything, any like splattering. And like, I love white splattering. I don't think I will use it now, but one thing I want to add is the golden splattering, especially in the background. So I'm going to cover a bird a little bit, and if it goes anywhere else, it's okay. And I'm going to cover the sentiment as well. For the gold splatters, I go with my favorite product, fossilized amber, distress Spritz, and I've got a small paintbrush, and I will go, and I want to have these splatters in the background mostly, because the background is quite plain, you could say. So I think this will add a very nice touch. Here it is, my project for today, featuring Bloom Widely collection. I absolutely love the collection and my project. It's a beautiful home decor, but you could also turn it into a card. For the products used, please check the description below the video, check out the collection. Subscribe to Elizabeth Craft Designs YouTube channel to be notified about the new videos, and I hope you feel inspired. Thank you so much for joining me today, and see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.